Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. So, on Tuesdays, the digital diva is in the house. We got Terry Johnson online from New York City right here with us for all your social media and digital marketing needs and information. You can get social media literate right here. So, welcome to you who are watching live and those on the replay. Take some good notes and put into action the thing that you learned today. Take it away, TJ.
Hello, everybody. Just putting the light up, so I know it can be a little dark in here. Don't want it to be too bright. There we go. Is that good?
It looks good.
Okay, so I bought a little light from Amazon and it clips on the computer. I was like, oh, that is so smart. Little
Mm-hmm.
light. I forgot to put it on. Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to another week of marketing chit chat, marketing talk, where we talk about social media, digital marketing, email marketing. We talk about a lot of things that have to do with online. And today we're going to talk about podcast trends. And there's a little bit more in there because there's a study called the Infinite Dial, and it comes out every year. I think we talk about it every year. Sorry, let me get a, because I like data. So whenever there's a study and they, do it every year, we got to talk about it. So it's called the Infinite Dial. It's put out by edisonresearch.com. I'm going to post the website. And I'm trying to remember, I don't know how I found them, but if I do a search for social media or I do a search for something, things pop up. So I was like, okay, oh, this is cool. Now, Edison Research has been doing the Infinite Dial for the last 26 years. They track key consumer media and technology uses among the U.S. population. They talk about podcasting trends, online radio, streaming, like Spotify and Pandora, and they do social media, a little bit of social media usage. So they really look at digital media behavior. And
Okay.
it used to be just they would just put out the report, and then the last couple of years they had a big production, and then they live stream on YouTube. So it is on YouTube if you want to watch. It's a lady that reads the charts, but if you've got the charts, you don't need to listen because she's just reading the charts, which is what we're going to do today. We're going to look at it, and there's some interesting data changes for
Mhm.
2024. I was happy to see one thing that's there. I was like, okay, we've been talking about it. I'm gonna let you guess what it is. All right, so let's pull up the PDF, and you can get the PDF from edisonresearch.com. It's just a simple download. 46 slides. We're not gonna do all 46 slides today. I wouldn't do that to you. I just pulled out the ones that I thought, okay, these are interesting. Let's take it out. Let's take a look. So let's share. Okay, let me go back here. All right, so this is the Infinite Down 2024, put out by Edison Research and these other companies that's listed, especially Sirius XM. They support, with money and everything that they have to do to put this report out. All right. Let me get back to that so I can change the pages. All right, so here. Now, study methodology. Methodology. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So they're really talking about how they came about the study. So they said in January 2024, Edison Research conducted a national survey of 1,086 people aged 12 and older. Survey conducted in both English and Spanish using random digit dialing techniques, cell phone and landline. That's interesting that they put that in because a lot of it is just landline, and who has landlines? We know what age group. So they decided, okay, I'm not thinking that they did this like this year. I'm pretty sure that they've done it all the time. But most surveys, when they call, it's using landline, which again, that skews older. So, and an online probability panel to increase coverage of 12 to 17-year-olds. So they went in and they specifically made this survey study to include more input from this age group. Because again, if you do landline, you're not going to get 12 to 17s. You're not going to get them.
Correct.
They have cell
No,
phones. Right.
you probably
So,
ain't gonna get a.
go ahead.
You're not gonna get not too many people over that either.
Right.
What I've noticed is because I have people in that era that I,
Mm-hmm.
visit or whatever, they got landlines, they let them ring and go to voicemail.
Right.
It,
So we're in a world, and there is in this study they do look at smartphone usage, and we've looked at that in the past. But I was like, we didn't really need to look at it because it's pretty much saturated. I was like,
right,
it's the change in the last 3 years on that bar graph was really like finite. Like it was just okay. There's no change, so we don't really need to look at that. Data weighed to national 12 plus US population figures. So that means they, stuck to US population 12 and older, and they made a point to include Gen Z. And this is kind of like Gen Alpha. I think 12 is Gen Alpha. I'm
uh,
not sure. I gotta look at
but
the cutoff, but we gotta start saying Gen Alpha or whatever they're calling themselves. I think it's Gen Alpha. All right, so they also look at smart speakership,
oh,
ownership. So let's start. I'm not sure if I got this in order because I took the ones out that I wanted to take out. So we'll see what we got. They do smart speaker, and there's a bunch of slides about smart speaker, but I wanted to look at this smart speaker ownership from 2017 to 2023. And you could see 2022, 35 percent, or is this millions? This is
yeah,
population.
that's right.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this is population, not percentages. So it's population. Um, 30, it went from 35 to 36, 2023. And then 2024 is 34. So remember, 2024, we have it just started when they asked. So imagine another 9 months of what it's going to be if it's already at 34.
right,
So
right.
smart speaker ownership, that has really grown as people get, because you're like, I was one of those people like, well, why do I need that thing? Why do I need that thing?
Digital, a
The
voice
digital,
assistant.
yeah, a voice assistant that you call by name, which I will not call because it will wake her up. But it's very handy, a little annoying,
Hmm.
but very handy because now mine is giving me weather updates, and I'm like, I turn that on, but I'm trying to figure out how to turn it on because it's like every time there's a 30% chance. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't need you to interrupt me like that. So they can be a little annoying, but you see the smart speaker ownership numbers are going up in population. Okay.
I'd like to ask our audience, you can put this in the chat. Do you all
Mhm.
utilize your smart speaker? And if so, how often?
Well, I'll tell you, I use mine all the time. And I brought it up because it was like when they first came out, I was like, I don't need that. And that's what you're going to think. Because I thought that about the Apple Watch. I don't need that.
Until you
But when
get
you
it.
get it,
Oh,
you need
how did I
it.
live? They said, how did I live without this?
Yeah. So, some of them, if you have an order with a particular, Amazon, they're going to tell you when to order all of those things. And you don't have to go sit at a computer or get your phone and say, let me go to the app and tap this and tap. You could just give a voice command. And it's very convenient, but also on the other side, it can be
Annoying.
annoying depending on what they, what they,
Whatever.
what they
Dr.
interrupt you with.
Yes, Dr. Tachi is here this morning. Good morning, Dr. Tachi. And then she says, what smart speaker? Laugh out loud.
Now, here's one thing that I found annoying, but they have stopped, or I haven't watched TV in a while. I don't know, but I would watch something, especially award shows, and they would have these commercials that say, "A play an artist or a song." So mine is right next to the TV, so it would start playing. I'm like, wait a minute, you guys are being sneaky now because they know that the people that have a device it's going to wake them up and play the song or the artist or what. I'm like, don't do that. That I found annoying. So I don't know if they're still doing it. I wish they would stop because my
I haven't
speaker would
seen
wake
them
up.
do it because they did it during sports events
Mhm.
too. They would say,
Mhm.
"Hey, such and such."
Play.
Da, 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 da,
Mhm.
da, da. And I'm
Mhm.
like, don't you talk to my, that's like, don't
Don't
talk
do
to
that.
my assistant, talk to
There
your
was
own
some
assistant.
TV show I watched. I think it was Empire when it was on, and because that's music based. So during like at the end or during commercials, they would say, "Alexa, do." Oh, I just said it. They would say, play," and I'm like, "Don't do that." That was annoying. So don't hijack my device because you know I have one and it's voice activated. So that's just
Now,
one of the
here's the thing, mine will
things.
ask you who's speaking and won't just,
Mine won't do that.
mine asks because, okay, so my husband and I both are here in the house. He can say something and it'll ask who's speaking. And I was
But you got
like,
the Apple. You have the Apple one, right? That
right,
Apple one does that.
right. And I was
See, the
like, oh,
Amazon
so,
one doesn't do that.
and I was like, so you now know the difference between our voices?
The
What?
Google one does. The Google one, because you
The
have to
Google
set
one
it up with your
also,
account. Mhm.
okay, because they're
But
just not letting you.
mhm. So that
Oh,
was like one of the annoying things. I haven't seen it in a while, but that was one of the annoying things. I was like, don't do that, knowing that people have one, and
and you just
and
gonna
then you
start shouting out information and making us
exactly, and then you hear the story about the kids that order things because they see their mom and dad order things. They say, "Hey, order," and the kid goes, "Hey, order me a Barbie dream house," and the thing shows up.
right.
Like, no, no, turn off your purchase thing because there's something you can turn off so it won't buy it. But um, those are some of the things that go along with having a smart speaker. Okay, so let's look at this chart. And I wish they had flipped it. I don't know why, because 2018 is on the top, 2024 is on the bottom. Visually, I would like for it to be flipped. But if you look at the number of smart speakers in the household, these are 1, 2, 3, or more. So look at 2018, the orange bar, and then 2024, the orange bar. You see how big of a jump that
Big.
is?
Wow.
So I wish they had put 2024 on the top, but that's just me nitpicking. So look, 2018, it was 70, had 1, 3 or more, 12. Jump all the way down to 2024, which we haven't, we just the first 3 months, 36% 1, 3 or more, 40. I keep saying percentage, not percentage. It's 43. Is it percentage?
No, these are
40.
43 out of
No, I'm
them
looking to see if it's percentage.
1,086. Out of the
Hmm.
1,086 survey, the people that
Okay.
they
But I was
surveyed.
thinking, is it percentage? I just love percentages. So I'm like, okay. But you look at the jump 43 in 2024 versus 12. 3 or more now, 3 or more. Like
Right.
you don't have one, you got
You got
one in the living
3.
room, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom. And that's because when it first came out, again, I don't know what to do with this thing. Let me get one. And then when you get one, you go, oh, well, I need one that's in the bedroom because if I'm in the living room or if I'm in whatever room, it's not going to hear me. So I need one where I am. And that was because you bought the one. So I like this chart because, and then again, I wish they had flipped it so it was 2024 on the top. But so see that big orange part of it from
Mm-hmm.
2018 to 2024. What does that mean?
That we are getting used to talking to AI
Yep.
during the day.
Yep. At night, whenever. Because as you buy one, 2018, 2024, 3 or more. And the people that don't have them go, why do you need it? And then you're like, you have to buy it.
Yeah, because when you buy it, you can do stuff. You don't have to calculate stuff. What's da 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 da?
And if you
You
get the
only
one with the screen on it, like I think the Google has one with the screen on it, but they changed it now. You could save things on Google, your recipes, and they would put it in your cookbook. And if you had it in the kitchen, all you had to say was Google, open my cookbook. which they're not doing now because Google is again changing things to where Google Podcasts is going away today, I think.
Right.
Yesterday or today was the last day.
Google has a reputation for starting stuff and then pulling it.
You want to be starting something, but they pull it. So I'm mad because I'm like, wait a minute.
You could
I
have just
used that thing.
Right.
So now, and then it tells you, well, after this, it's going. I'm like, are you kidding me? So Google Podcasts are gone. I can't get the cookbook, which is a very and this I'm telling you these things because it's convenience, and we love convenience. I know I do. I don't know about everybody else. I love convenience because before the pandemic, and I was online talking to some people, and we were talking about Amazon Fresh, and they was like, "Oh, that's not going to be a thing. Nobody's going to order their groceries online." This is pre-pandemic now,
and everybody's ordering from somewhere online.
I said, "Watch and see." I already knew. I didn't have to think about it. Ordering food online. Pre-pandemic, we got in the car and went, or we went. I'll go to the corner. Pandemic hit. What happened? Couldn't go in, but you still got to eat. Enter delivery, yay! And Amazon already had their stuff set up, so
right.
Why not?
They had a vision. They saw it down the road, and they may not have saw the pandemic, but they did see delivery.
Yeah. And Dr. Now Michael, it just started. It just when things pop in my head, they come out. So see, this is the thing about Amazon, because they started out as booksellers and built a distribution channel that it works for books, and then they said, it works for this, and this, and this. So I mean, I don't know, love them or hate them, but that's what it is. So we're in this place where convenience is what we want. We get a device, no matter what device it is. You get the Amazon one because you have Amazon Prime, or you order a lot, of whatever the reasons are.
Right.
So instead of doing 10 things, you do the one with your voice.
Right.
Which ties into this. And next year, 2025, it'll be even more. Because when you buy it, you get it. If you don't buy it, you don't see it, you don't understand why. And this is personal experience. My sister was like, "What do you need that for?" I'm like, "Get one." I can't explain it to you. Get it, see it, and then if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But
right. It's really convenient. Instead of you running around and trying to find your phone and figure out what the weather is,
or what the weather, the news.
You ain't got to turn on the news to see what the weather is. You can just ask it a question,
unless you have your phone stuck to your hand 24/7. But still, again, you're not going to do that. You're going to wake up, and if you have one in the bedroom, you're going to say, "What's the weather?" Or you're going to give it a voice command, because I'm like, I just woke up. I don't feel like fumbling around for a phone. I'm not doing that. So there you go.
And a lot of people use it for their productivity system. Okay, what's on my calendar for today?
Yes, and the calendar, just podcasting, which this is what this study was about. Again, you don't know until you get one. And the people that don't have one, they're like, "Okay, what do you need that for?" And we're like, "You got to get one." Okay, so this number, I was just like, look at the orange bar, 2018, 2024. It speaks for itself. Okay, so let's look at another. Oh, I'm clicking in StreamYard. Like, why isn't it moving? Let's see. So number of smart speakers in household. The next one. Okay, this one was one. They do a section about audio in the car and stuff like that. I didn't pull it out. Again, it's like 50 slides. Like, we're not going over all of them, but I wanted you to see this one because, again, podcast trends was, the title. What's here number 3?
The podcast of 3, huh?
Audio sources currently ever used in a car. Now, 18. This is 18 and up was written in a car last month. 85%. This is 85%. So the percentage is currently used audio source in primary car. Again, you need a car to go where? To work, shopping,
Mm-hmm.
wherever you're traveling, wherever. AM, FM radio is still king.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise.
And so people, if they left the radio in the car, you know what I mean. If the manufacturers left it in there, then
Yeah.
now
So
I
this
have
might be a people with older
right.
cars.
I have Bluetooth in my car,
Mm-hmm.
so I can select a radio station
Right.
if I wanted to.
Right. So that's why you have the other options: CD, Sirius, MP3 files, Apple CarPlay, Android, and they type on Android Auto. But I was like, podcast is number 3
Mm-hmm.
after AM, FM radio, online audio. So podcast is one of those things that it is a slow growth. Slow growth.
It,
But I just
it's
thought that was interesting. In the car, which a lot of people spend time in the car
in the
because
car. And if I'm in the
commuting.
car, tell me a story or I'd like to listen to something
Or
interesting
learn something.
while I'm riding.
There you go. All right, so let's move on. So they had a little slide here, podcasting. Let's look at podcast listening.
Ooh,
All
wee.
right, percentage ever listened to a podcast, and now we're in the percentages. Good. All right, so here, look, that's what I'm saying about podcasting. 2006 to 2024. That is, that's a great progression. You can't get any. There's no up and down. Well, between 2011, 12, 13, maybe there was a little up and down dip, but most of it is steady progress. Podcast listening. So there you have it. I mean, I can only show you the bar, and then you go, hey,
Wow.
look at that. Okay, so monthly podcast listening. So I think they broke it down by monthly and weekly. Did I include the weekly? Yes. Okay, the weekly is coming up. So this is monthly. Look at that. And then we have by men and women. 2021,
Wow.
2024. Look at men. Look at women. So this tells you what? Mostly men.
Mm-hmm.
Monthly podcast, mostly men. And then we have by age. Now this one really look podcasts 12 to 34, the biggest
Wow.
group. 35 to 54 next, age 55 plus. I expect that. That's not a shocker to me. But what was a shocker was the 12 to 34, which is the biggest group.
So they're the ones that's listening to the true crime
Yes.
and whatever
It's
the
very
stories.
popular. Yes, the crime podcasts are very popular. They're exploding everywhere. True crime. Okay, so that's monthly by age. Then we have weekly. Again, a steady progression, not too much of a change. What can we say about podcasting? So they
No.
put some observations in here. Don't confuse download counts for listening. Podcast listening grew strongly in the last year. So there's a difference between, because you can download it, to listen to whenever, but you're listening through one of the apps. It's more of a streaming. So they're looking at listening. Don't confuse download counts for listening. Podcast listening grew fastest among women, nearly eliminating the gap in listening versus men. And this is for this year. This platform is so much more than chat shows for guys. Just under 100 million Americans aged 12 and older now listen to podcasts every week, a milestone that the podcast industry should promote aggressively. So what's going on with podcasting that's showing up so early is that listening is growing. Women are catching up to men. Men was always It was more of men listening to podcasts, especially in the early days, 2007 and stuff like that. Women are slow. Women are fast or catching up. Why? Because more podcasts are started by women or women focused or topics that women want to talk about. So that's why, my opinion. They didn't put that in, but my opinion. That's why.
Dr. Tati says folks love true crime.
They
And
do.
hey, Khalid, how you doing? Good to see
Hey,
you
how are
again.
you? Long time no see, or well, not seeing you, seeing us.
Yeah.
So what I mean, what are the takeaways? What are we saying? Hey, podcasting. We've been saying it. Podcast steady growth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want as a business owner? Steady growth. You want people that are eating the meal, not just okay. Well, I'm here for the fast food and I'm out. I'm not coming back. So as a business owner, if you have a podcast or thinking about it, it's never too late. I always tell you, it's never too late. Why? Because steady growth here. You always want to be in places where there's growth present. Growth.
Yeah. And the way they're doing podcasts now makes it easier for you to have one.
Yes. You can
You
use your
don't
phone. You got $1,000 phone or whatever phone. You use that phone.
right. And the putting it out there has gotten easier with Spotify, who used to be
Yes.
Anchor,
Yes.
and they
Mhm.
put it out for you. So there's not a lot of work there to do that. And the other thing is if you did a video version, like you do something on YouTube, you can take that whole video file and upload it as a podcast.
Right.
And I think that's why Google is getting rid of their podcast because they're putting it over on YouTube. Okay.
That's probably why. But we said, Google gives you stuff and takes it away, and they don't tell. They go, oh, we're snatching it back. I'm like, whoa, no. All right, so podcasting, if you're thinking about it, we said it last year. If you want it, steady growth. Again, it's easy to make a podcast if you do a live stream or a video. There are tools that allow you to strip the audio out as a file. It takes a few minutes, and you just use that file. If
Right.
you want to clean it up or edit it, you can, like, put a bumper, all the things that people do, you can. But remember, it is more about the message, not I need a fancy podcast mic that you see in
Mm-hmm.
the bit. You don't need that. Those are nice. They give great sound, but your phone does that.
Right.
You could do that, or you could get, one of those little mics, those little lavalier mics. They're like $20 or $15 on Amazon. If you want to use that, fine, but you don't have to. If you got AirPods, you can use that. But when you're starting out as a beginner, you don't know if this is this the format that's comfortable for me? Let me not spend $300 on a mic. Let me use my phone and get maybe the $15 lavalier, and then try that and see if it works. And do I like this? Is this, then if you want to level up, you can. So a lot of people think, well, podcasting, I gotta run out and get a new this and a new that, and you don't, because if you've got the latest phone, iPhone 12 and up. I'm not sure about the Android.
You just need a voice recorder on your phone.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Just get a voice recorder, and
But
most of the
right, but
phones
see,
come
people
with
have
it.
this attitude of, well, okay, I gotta go out and get the $300 Shure mic, or I gotta go, because they see it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
On
you
you,
mean
because they see it on YouTube, they think, well, I must have that in order to be successful. And I'm like, no, it needs to be clear. And if
yes.
you got a newest phone, you don't even have to have the latest phone. If you got a
Mhm.
newish phone in the last 2 or 3 years, 4 years, you're good to go.
Right. See, when you see the podcasts with the mic and the headphones, that's the look. That's not
You don't need that.
necessarily necessary.
They
It
sound
is
great, yeah, but do you want, you're starting, and what I'm saying is, you're starting out. Do you really want to you could get that later, is what I'm trying to say. Once you
right.
find out if I like podcasting, is podcasting for me? Does my audience like podcasting? Can I say the right things? Do I know where to put it? And then you get all of that.
Right.
Okay. Oh,
That's good.
got a comment.
Oh,
Got it.
Khalid says podcasts provide a platform for diverse voices, sparking conversations, educating, and entertaining millions worldwide. They transcend boundaries, offering insights, laughter, and knowledge on demand.
Yes, I agree with all of that. And that's what you should keep in mind instead of I need to get the $300 mic that everybody got.
Right. Because we put when I was doing it, we would put our podcast out and we got people from all over the world. And I'm like, what is this? And they're finding it, right?
Because it's about the message.
It's the message, yes.
The message. What are you trying to say? Who are you saying it? Are you saying it simply in the right way? Is it connecting? Good. Pick up your phone and start talking. Right. And keep doing it. But see, what I'm saying is some people may not want to continue to do podcasting because they do a couple episodes. And there's a term for it. I know Dr. Tati knows. There's some term for it. The podcast, they do 1 or 2, 3, and then it drops off. Some kind of term. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Don't go ahead and do that because you see everybody else has a mic with the boom arm and the this and everything, you don't have to. Okay. Just get started. All right. So let's move on to the social media section.
Woo.
Now there's some good stuff here. Let's take a look. Now, social media usage. Let's look at that. So percentage currently ever use social media 2008 to 2024. Now look at the last 3-4 years. There hasn't been a change because we're at the saturation point. We've talked about this before. It's not 2011, 2012, 2013 when things were, social media, blah, blah, blah. Now we're like, yeah, okay. Not a big deal, guys.
It's mainstream now.
It's like water. Turn it on and there it is. That's the only thing I can say about this. There won't be growth because there hasn't been growth in the last 4 years.
Right.
Now, what do we think it is? I mean, because it's 80, 80, 82, 82, 82, 82. Now, the thing about 2024, it might grow a little bit more. And then this is in millions. So I don't know if there'll be a big jump for the rest of the year because, again, social media. Is anything new coming out?
Not really. Threads came out, but Threads is technically Instagram.
Threads is technically Instagram. That's Meta. That's like in that world. So.
And there's no new platform that has done anything of significance.
And I'm going to tell you I might have said this before, my thoughts, there won't be. They won't be a big meta killer. There won't be, okay, we talk about the TikTok. Yeah, this and that and that. We have what was it? Be Real. Lemonade. There's been a lot of contenders coming out last year and they were like, we're going to be the next big thing. And I'm like, well, we're pretty much tired of apps, downloading apps. Here's the numbers. Numbers tell you the truth. Social media usage is pretty much saturated. We're there.
Right.
Now, what happened last year? That was pretty exciting. It had a lot of growth, but it had nothing to do with social media. Generative AI. But they're not looking at that. They're looking at social media users. So let's take that. How do we take this? I look at it, and I've said this before, as a commodity. It's sugar, it's water, it's air, it's electricity, it's you're pretty much expected to be there.
Right. It is what is the market when it's everybody in the market is now using it?
So saturated.
Now, like you said, a commodity. It's like
a commodity, and I think something happened yesterday and last week and the week before where it went down. Now that was the big Oh, what happened? Because it's air, it's water, electricity. What happens when the water's off? You don't miss it until it's gone.
It's like, what is going on?
What happens when you have a black? You don't miss your lights. You don't think about these things. They're so ingrained into our lives. They're just, oh, the lights, oh, the this, oh, the that. But when they're not there, when they're
Or
broken,
when they're
it's
not
broken,
working right, people are like, hey, what's
that's
going
when
on?
that's when the ruckus starts and Instagram is down. But other than that, this just humming along. It's a utility. That's what this chart is saying. It's a utility. It's here. All right, so we're gonna move on to social media brand awareness. Now, this one, let's take a little bit. Let's look at this. This one's a good one. Okay, so percentage aware of social media brand 12. Remember, this is 12 went up. Facebook is 94. Instagram is 92. TikTok is 91. Snapchat is 85. X, Twitter, they asked it as X, formerly known as Twitter, 82. Pinterest, that's the one I wanted you to look at. Pinterest is over LinkedIn, Discord, Threads, True Social. How'd that get on here? And Mastodon. To Pinterest. And next year, I hope to see Pinterest as number 4. That's really what I want to see.
It hasn't changed much. TikTok, I think TikTok pushed their way into number 3 spot, but other than that, it has not changed much. Since we've been working, talking about social media and stuff, Facebook and Instagram has always been 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then Snapchat used to be 3 and Twitter was 4. Then TikTok edged up a little bit, but
this would definitely look different for the 2025 one. But also, I want you to notice what's not on here. Something missing. YouTube.
Oh, because they don't. Do they consider YouTube a social media?
YouTube not. It has social media capabilities, but YouTube is more of a video, music podcast platform. So they didn't really include it.
Yes, because you're not.
But we've done. Yeah, what was that? Was it Pew Research that had YouTube as number 1 over everything? So I was like, look, YouTube's not there, so they don't consider YouTube as social media per se, but we use it that way, right? But it has social tools integrated, and it's a different animal, YouTube. So
yeah, YouTube is standalone almost.
But look, Threads is on here. Surprise, surprise. Doing pretty well. Not even a year old.
No.
It's on here. Mastodon. What can you say about that?
They're trying.
I'll tell you, my personal thing about Mastodon is because it's decentralized servers and people don't know what to do once they get there.
Right, because Threads just or Meta just opened up something with
they have a
metaverse and stuff, and I'm like,
no. Well, see, Threads has a connection to where you can. It's and this is where a lot of the apps will go, where your data can travel with you, like a private suitcase, like a you pack up your data and travel. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is. Mastodon is based on that, but again. Once you get the map, if you're I use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and when I get Mastodon, and when you get over there, you're like, there's no Walmart greeter. There's nobody to tell you where to go.
You are lost. Like where's
what do I do? Because you have to know a server to join. How do you know what server to join? Unless a friend or somebody you talk to on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, X, LinkedIn, somebody else says, I got a thing on Mastodon. That's how you find out where to go. And guess what? When you get over there, there's not much happening. So guess what you do? The average person, Goes
You
back to
go,
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat,
you go right back where you were.
because that's
Like,
what I did.
yeah, because that was when they first talked about selling X and Twitter. Everybody ran to Mastodon and went like, what? And turned
So
around and ran back.
yeah, so I had it and like, on my phone, if you don't use an app, they delete, it says, oh, you don't use this, it deletes it.
Dr. Tachi said users to Mastodon. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
So when I go to the app store, it says Mastodon, social networking back in your hands. Join millions of people today. Social media doesn't have to belong to a single corporation. You're in control.
Some people don't know what to do with control. We
No
don't know
ads,
how to
no
handle
fees.
that.
And it sounds good, and when you get over there, well, you gotta have people over there, because social media is what? Social conversation.
There's
Ain't no
nobody to talk.
conversation.
That's the thing with Mastodon. There's nobody. You don't know where to go to talk. Where are your people in Mastodon?
Because somebody has invited you to their server, so you already know them on another platform. So why would I go over to Mastodon to talk to you on that platform? I can talk to you if I'm connected with you on Facebook and Instagram or X. That's why it's not working.
No. Hey, Carlos. So
Decentralized is a good. Go ahead.
It was not fun trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? It was the bar to get in the house or to get to the neighborhood was very difficult.
Mastodon is great if you have a private community, but you already have a private community somewhere else. Because like I said, to get somebody on your Mastodon server, you already have to be connected to them in some form or fashion, whether it's in real life. Hey, join my Mastodon server, or you're on Facebook, you put a post up, hey, I'm on Mastodon, come join my server. Instagram, come on over and join my Mastodon server.
Khalid got jokes. Khalid said, looking for the Walmart greeter. They're probably on break, strategizing how to tackle the next wave of incoming shoppers with a smile and a welcome to the land of endless bargains and questionable stuff.
Oh, Dr. Taji, I wanted to see it.
Yeah, she talking about anybody coming to see you, Otis.
Again, what's the purpose of social media? Networking.
That's it right there. Networking, talking to
Community.
people. Hey.
Broadcasting. That's what I said. Was it last week I talked about the megaphone? Broadcasting, saying what you got to say.
Right.
But if you're already on the popular ones, why would you? The only reason is to have a private conversation. But you can have private conversations on Instagram. You can have private conversations on Facebook. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not, the idea is there.
It's nothing new. It's confusing. I know that. It was difficult. When I went into Mastodon, I was like, this is crazy.
You have to know, you need a roadmap. There's no roadmap because it's all private servers.
Right, because then I went somewhere and then they asked you weird questions to get into the place. I was like, okay, I don't need all this.
No, I don't need to know the secret knock. I'm good. Let me go back to familiar.
The speakeasy of the 1920s was easier to get into than Mastodon.
And so this Mastodon became more awareness because when Musk bought X and people were, jumping ship, we getting off the Titanic. Where are we gonna go? What lifeboat are we gonna get into? The Mastodon. And I'm like, yeah, let's go over there. And I go over there. I'm like, well, what? I'm at the door. I'm at the hall. I open the door to the house. I'm in the hallway. There's all of these doors. Well, nobody's there to tell me. Well, you want the one where we're talking business or entrepreneur? Go to door number 1. There's nobody that says that. The only way you get into a Mastodon server, somebody has to invite you, and they invite you from an app or a text message or in real life situation or whatever. But then again, why would I? And I go, hey, that sounds great. Yeah, let me do this mask. And then you get over there, we're like, well, it's crickets. Hello.
It's weird. I'm just saying, because I'm
And
over
then
here
if you
now.
don't use it, if you don't use the app, your phone will go, okay, you don't use this, beep, it'll get it off for you. It'll take it off for you.
This is the wild. This is not. I'm not going to even say the Wild West. This is the wild world right here. Because I'm like, really. And they are, like they have different what are they? Not topics, different, I guess they're topics: technology, gaming, activism, academia, music, or whatever. But then, okay, there's nobody running the in.
Because it's decentralized. There is
We
no
need somebody
one
who got some.
person.
We still need to have parameters. Do you understand what I mean?
It's like going to school. There's no principal.
There's
You
no
need a principal.
teachers. There's no nothing. You just go in on your own.
Teach yourself.
This ain't working.
All right, so let's move on. Social media usage. Now, I thought this was cute because they have a RIP MySpace at 2014 and a RIP Vine at 2016. I was like, oh boy, you guys. But those are, the years that those platforms went away. So,
And who had Vine? Oh, okay. At that time, Twitter had Vine. They should have just kept it. Oh my gosh.
A lot of things Twitter should have done. Twitter's well, you can see here on the chart 2023 must buy Twitter, and where is the chart line going? Where's the line going?
Down. Yeah, it's going down. But I think he wanted it to go down anyway.
Well, whatever the reason was,
the people who sold it got over.
Twitter was never profitable. That's why they got rid of it.
They went profitable one time in 2017.
Really?
I remember that because we were like, wow, Twitter turns a profit. We were like, oh, really?
No. So if you look at this chart, Facebook is at the top. I don't know what to tell you. So they have, and I love the notation 2020s. Facebook has consistent lead even after others mature. Facebook is this big Death Star, and that's what I've been calling it for years. It's the Star Wars terminology. It's the Death Star. And all of these other apps have tried to be Luke Skywalker, come in and drop that bomb in the center and blow it up, and it hasn't happened.
Oh, MySpace is still around, but we just don't know it. Are they like a ghost now?
It's around, as they tried to rebuild it as a music for musicians.
Yeah, it's still over there, but I'm like,
But it's not what it was when it came out. Was the place where millennials were hanging out and oh, this is cool, and doing all the things that they do socially at the mall. Now they were doing it online, and now they're like, okay, they left. Because Facebook
came in at 2009 and took over.
Because remember, Facebook started out as for college kids. You had to have a college email,
right?
Columbia.edu, NY.edu, Princeton.edu. You had to have that to join because it was for the college kids. But it's so much more now. So I love to look. I love charts, and when you lay out the data and you look at it and you see what's happening. Instagram 2013, steady growth. Facebook is up and down, but it's still top banana. LinkedIn is trying. Snapchat is hanging in, but Pinterest going up, going down, going up, going down. But still a place to be.
Snapchat now.
Still a place to be. X, pew. You don't have to see the number. Look at the line and the representation.
And TikTok came in 2019 and just
Mhm,
went bloop
mhm, mhm.
and
There you
jumped
go.
into
You can
third
see that
place.
visually. There you go. Social media brand usage, and this is 2022, 2023, 2024. Um, these numbers are pretty much okay. Yeah, great, great, great. Look at Pinterest, 2022, 2023, 2024. Remember, this is the first month of 2024 that they took this information. And Pinterest is already at the same level of all of 2022, which says to me, Pinterest is growing.
Yes.
Look at LinkedIn, another one that's growing. And we're looking at the orange bar for 2024. Twitter, what's X and Twitter doing?
Declining.
Pew, 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 pew. Discord, I'm not sure what this. Oh, not okay. Now I was like, what? Not ask. They didn't ask in 2023, but 2024 they asked about Discord. Discord, this is another growth one. Snapchat, I think Snapchat is going to stay where it is.
Snapchat has always held steady wherever
Mhm,
they were. They
mhm.
they just
Yeah, it was supposed to die 5, 10 years. Oh, it was gonna die 5 years ago. Snapchat is dead. 10 years ago, Snapchat is dead. It's still here. So take that as you will. Again, remember Snapchat is 13 to 24, and Gen Alpha is coming in behind them using the app.
Khalid has a comment. He said it's not Twitter. Folks, it's called X, Death Star.
I can't call that thing X. Well, I can call it double X with the X. You know how they used to have a bird with the eye with the X over the eyes for death. When the bird was dead, they would put X over the eyes. Mm, there you have it. All right, so that's brand usage. Let's see what else we got here. Social media brand used most often. 2022, 2023, 2024. Look at Facebook first of all.
Mm,
What's going on there? Decline.
it did.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Versus
they declined, they still had the lead spot. But
it's still the biggest thing. They've had a decline. They know this. Zuckerberg knows all about this. Which is why Threads is out. So you got Instagram growth there, Twitter, TikTok, and remember we talk about Snapchat, pretty much the same.
yeah,
Twitter and X a decline. Pinterest is holding steady. Other is LinkedIn, Discord, all the ones that we saw before. And this one again, not a shocker. Everything looks great here. Let's look
well,
at this one
go back that
by
one
age.
more time.
Okay, yeah.
What it's showing here is that these are where people are hanging out.
Yes. That's why we're talking about this data study. That's why we're talking about. Where are people? What are they doing right now? What is the trend?
Yeah,
Very
this is
important
where
to know.
people are hanging out, and that this we need to know this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this is by age group. Look at Facebook. Age group 12 to 34, 35 to 54, 55 plus. Facebook. I'm not surprised because we all know Facebook skews older. Instagram, again, not a surprise. The biggest group 12 to 34. TikTok, the biggest group 12 to 34. Snapchat, we just talked about the age group 12 to 34. X, I mean, I really do not enjoy talking about because I just know it's not going to be here. It's a thing that's not. It's not even worth discussing to me, but they still include it because
But there's not
certain,
a lot of people using it. So yeah.
like I said, there's the Black Twitter uses it, Tech Twitter uses it, news and journalism somewhat. They're trying to move them to Threads because I see the conversations. Like, let's go over the threads. They're trying to get it as long as the lights are on. This is going to be a blab situation. X is going to be a blab situation. And when I say blab, that means people were broadcasting and they pulled the plug and it was like, whoop, the TV went blank. So until the plug is pulled, these groups will stay there because you're comfortable. You've got a community. There's different communities over there.
Nobody has forced you out to change yet.
I forgot about sports. Sports is over there. So X is going to be a thing until they pull the plug, the lights out, which means that when I say the lights out, I mean Elon can't pay his bill and the servers can't run. All of that. All of that. When he can't pay the bill and the servers have to turn off, that's what I mean. He can't pay people. He's not paying people now, but whatever he's doing now, I don't know. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen because there's all these little pockets of culture groups that love Twitter, X, and they keep Twitter in their head. They don't care about this X thing. They're like, oh, Twitter, because they're used to that system and the way it flows and everything, and so that's what's happening there. Pinterest. Look at the biggest group, 55 and up. Pinterest. That's why I keep talking about it. So it's good to know these age groups. And look at this with Pinterest. It's more 12 to 34 than 35 to 54. Because those people, that age group, they are still on Facebook and they, coming over to Instagram. And you would think, oh, Instagram is old. No, there's a lot of people that are on Facebook that do not have an Instagram and they're continually going over. And that's why Meta will connect all of them together where you see where you can cross post. Because they know that this is what's happening. It's the bridge. It's annoying to see, well, there's an Instagram post on Facebook or a Threads. Meta knows what they're doing as far as getting users over instead of them leaving Meta World, the Death Star. They don't want them to leave. So they're saying, hey, oh, there's something new going on Instagram. Are you on Instagram? Here, get this and go over to Instagram. And oh, are you on Threads? Here's this cool post by so-and-so. Go over. See, they have a bridge. They have the bridge. So that's how they're continuing to do this age group wise.
And they make it easy for you to get over there too. They do not have a hurdle. They took the gates down so that you can go straight over.
Yes, and that's why Threads is such a big sign up and a big goal, but because they made it so easy. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, a lot of people say, well, they cheated. They just said, well, okay.
How is that cheating when you just offer something to the people and you got another wing of the house? So, hey, come check this part of the
go
house.
over there or stay where you are. You don't have to go over there. But what I'm saying is that Meta has a strategy. They know what they're doing. That's why everything was integrated. Because remember, there was a time when it wasn't years ago, and I said that they would do this because it makes sense.
Khalid said, X or Twitter, decisions.
How about I just don't even talk about them? That's my thing. All right, so let's see. Is there? I think there's another one. Is that it? Oh no, that's it. That's it. There's some more slides. There's some more slides in the original PDF presentation. So if you guys want it, it's edisonresearch.com at the top. Go over there, you can download it, you can watch the presentation. They have some young lady that's all she's doing is talking about what's on the screen. So
but if you need to become more social media or digital marketing literate, you can reach out to Terry Johnson at terryjohnsononline.com. She's Terry Johnson online everywhere. That you need to follow her, get on her Discord if that's your app of choice, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Well,
and
not
soon
Twitter.
to
I
be.
can't. If you're talking to me over there, I haven't talked in a while.
So you did Instagram, Facebook, soon to be Pinterest, I understand.
No, I'm
Um,
on Pinterest. I've been there for a while. I just haven't been
oh,
active.
okay. So Pinterest too. Wherever you get your in
LinkedIn,
YouTube, you can
YouTube,
connect with her
wherever, wherever.
on indiesoupmedia.tv.
Oh yeah, we forgot about IndieSoupMedia.tv.
Yeah, you can
Going
connect
over
with,
and check it out.
over there on the show. So just reach out if you need some help and need to kind of get some more how to figure all this stuff out. TJ is happy to assist.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff, and so you can come back here every Tuesday. We'll be talking about it, marketing and marketing strategies and digital strategies, because we're not bringing out the yellow book anymore. That's boat has sailed. So thank you for tuning in for that. If you want to become a part of the Bizchicks community, you can go to bizchicks.net, or you can text Biz to 33777 to stay
Yeah.
up to date with the latest and greatest things that are going on for your business, because we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle.
Yep.
So we will be back next week.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back on Friday talking tech with the Tech Divas.
Right.
So you need to check in with that. And TJ, I had some fun over the weekend. I created
saw what you did.
and I used my own voice.
I saw
AI.
that.
I was like, I'm gonna have some fun. Okay,
I
so
like that. See, that's one of the trends. We'll probably talk about that soon. We'll talk
right,
about that
because I was
soon.
like, okay, if I had the script, which I created and did some stuff, and I was like, oh,
And there's lots of AI programs or different software that you can use to make those kind of videos. So I thought I liked it.
I was like,
I
okay,
liked it.
I got to tweak a couple of things, but I was like, oh, this is fun.
And we got thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you,
No,
Kelly.
thank you for being here and contributing and making a comment, making us laugh. We love
Yes,
the conversation and the participation. That's what it's all about.
and this was really good stuff. So we look forward to seeing you on Friday. And if you are interested, on Wednesday, we got Coach Karen talking about your money mindset. On Thursday, we have Robin, who will help us with happy, healthy habits so we can enjoy our wealth. And then we'll be back here on Friday talking tech. So thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you next week and this
Friday and next week.
Friday and then next week. Woo! Thank you so much, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.